It's time now for what is called Fireside Chats. It's a panel, and it's about how you, as donors like them and partners, can transform rural communities in India. It's my pleasure to invite our three distinguished speakers to the podium. This is challenging for me. Rakesh Tiparedipalli, please join us. Rash Marni and Srilekha Pali. Welcome to the stage. And while we are getting ready here on the stage, I want to first thank you very much, our three panelists tonight, Rakesh, Rash, and Srilekha. She will be here very shortly, for taking the time to share with us your incredible stories. So in fact, here we have a great representation, a perfect sketch of VFF transformative work and Thai engagement with its donors and strategic partners. Rakesh, for example, I will start with you, if it's okay, since you are an embodiment of VFF success. A native of Anantapur, a sponsored child, someone who has even lived on VFF campus, you have also participated in the professional development program and learned to speak Spanish fluently. ¿Es eso cierto?
Bueno, sí, por supuesto.
Okay. It sounds very pretty much as a native Spanish.
Bueno, yo aprendí español con profesores de España, pero ahorita yo tengo un acento mexicano, porque ahorita yo vivo en Ciudad de México.
He lives in Mexico, now we can tell. Okay, so Rakesh, I will start with you. Since you, as I mentioned before, are part from the beginning of this amazing organization. Can you please share with us how exactly VFF has changed the trajectory of your life? And what do you think makes VFF programs so successful?
First of all, good evening to all of you, and really thanks for being here. I'm really feeling honored to be here, part of this program. And to start with, really, I'm from one of those, whose wings are given charge and whose hearts are catalyzed, whose hearts are, energized with a catalyst called Foundation, VFF. I was part of, the organization's one of the greatest projects called the Professional School of Languages. I was part of that school and I learned Spanish. And learning Spanish changed my life entirely. It turned, in a radical way. And I didn't even imagine that I was flying to Mexico. But it opened the gates to explore different things in this world. And really, I was so grateful. And first, more than that, I would say that the kindness which I received, the love which was imparted, and the skills which were taught there in that school, they were amazing. And I really feel proud to be part of that school, and I feel proud to be, part of the organization, which shows a lot of depth in the love and a lot of, as I say, a lot of things to explore and a lot of energy to do, to go ahead and do so many things in my area. I know when I was born, how was my area and how was Anantapur, and I grew up in a family. My dad works in the organization and he's been working there for the past 22 years, and I've been part of so many projects of the organization. And I would love to say that the organization is one of the best organizations in this world. I'm not just exaggerating this word, but I felt it. I lived there, and I was part of that, and I'm still part of it. Thank you so much for this great opportunity, and I will end up saying that whatever the buck which is being received will be spent for good reason, and each penny which is being shared or given will be helpful for more love, to share more love and more kindness, and to pave great roads to eradicate not only poverty, but to improve the lifestyle and to make more Rakeshis. I can say that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rakesh. Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Thank you very much. Now from a sponsored child, which is Rakesh, to a new sponsor, Raj Marni. Raj is from Andhra Pradesh. He's a successful American tech entrepreneur with a thriving startup here in Virginia, actually. 2 months ago, Raj also decided to help VFF and sponsor not 1 or 2 or 3, but 10 children in Anantapur. So Raj, you have to tell us, how did you find out about VFF and why did you decide to sponsor all those 10 children from Anantapur?
Well, I always have a burning desire to help people. I have a daughter and a son. They are fortunate to be born in the United States. And my daughter goes to college in California, and then my son is a high schooler. When I saw Andre reached out to me via LinkedIn, and when I did some research about the foundation via Google, it touched my heart. Every kid there could be my daughter or my son. So I spent so much money here on my daughter going to California school. If I can do a small percentage of that to kids there in Anantapur, they will have a better life. So in that regard, when Andre reached out to me, I said, I picked a girl by name Lalita. That name is very special to me because that's my mom's name. She passed away a few years back. So I said to Andre, I will sponsor 10 kids. And that's just the beginning. And hopefully in 2020 and 2021, I want to do more for this organization. Yeah.
We hope you do it, and all of you too. Raj. Before giving her the word, from your experience as an entrepreneur, as we were saying before, what do you think made you successful in that? And what would you do to help young Indians benefit from your experience?
Well, when you define success, in entrepreneurship, success will not come right away. I was a failed entrepreneur in 1996. I started a company in India, Hyderabad. However, over the years, I learned it. And then right now, I have the ability capacity to, I can claim myself as successful because I have learned from my past experiences. So, right now, my company is developing products for stock market. So eventually I saw the end of the light and the end of the tunnel, so I can claim as a successful. Now, what will I do with my success is, like I was telling you, I just had a meeting about 3 days back with Mancho, Rafael, and Andre at my office in Herndon, Virginia. I want to do very special to the people in India, especially this organization in Anantapur and Kurnool, that area. One of my goals was to perhaps, God willing, in 2020 or 2021 is to, like Mancho was saying, was here a few minutes back, he was telling you, how do you eradicate poverty? I would attack that thing from one angle, which is start a school with entrepreneurship in India and identify entrepreneurs, because if you can identify entrepreneurs, and these guys will produce not 10, not 100, but thousands of jobs for other families to go forward. So that's my goal. Under my father's name, I would like to start this institute sometime in 2021.
Thank you very much, Raj. Really inspiring. Thank you. And now it's time to hear from Srilekha Pali. How did you get engaged with VFF, and what story would you like to share with us tonight?
Thank you. Namaste to each and everyone, and hola. As you can see, this feels like a little punishment, but I'm here. I'm just a short Indian girl, I say, so please bear with me while I'm here. So I'll start off with actually a personal story. If you don't mind, I'll kind of go the reverse versus my
Whatever you want.
So my personal story, I have a personal journey. I actually went and stayed in the Anantapur headquarters for a couple of weeks. And the first day when I started my journey, I came to the visitors area, which is outside of the quarters. And actually Mancho was getting on the Jeep and driving somewhere. He saw me, he stopped, he hopped out of the Jeep, and he's like, "Hey Srilekha, good to see you here." And he just basically just said, "I'm going to Nallamalai Forest." And that kind of stuck me, because 20 years back when I moved from India to here, Nallamalai Forest is an area that was considered to be a terrorist area, which we call it as Naxals there, that nobody wants to go, right? So then I started digging deep, and then I just realized that that was 20 years back, and a lot of work has been put by several organizations, including VFF, to eradicate that and to kind of rebuild and reconstruct. That's how the story began. And for people that have never been there, and for someone that has personally been there, all the stories that you see are actually real stories. Coming from a healthcare professional background, I can give you an example. There was a gynecologist, chief of gynecologists, her name was Dr. Manjula. She was working in one of these rural hospitals. She was taking care of about 60 patients per day, and having the low infections rate. For health professionals in this room, you will appreciate the information. Low infectious rate, great prenatal care, great postpartum education, and basically having the lowest readmissions. To accomplish that in United States or any other Western countries, we put in a lot of quality measures to accomplish that, and this rural hospital was able to accomplish that. And that did not come because there were a lot of resources or state-of-the-art equipment. That came in because they had the passion to give back to their own people. So one of the things that totally inspired me is what Vincent Ferrari, Mr. Ferrari said, is it is not the charity, it is the change that causes the sustainable progress, and that's what is happening there. So those stories are real. Any impact that we can do, like take up on Mancho's welcome message, like go to Anantapur, stay there for a week, very comfortable quarters, and you enjoy their hospitality and see what the work that they do. You'll really enjoy it and appreciate it and wants to give more to the community. That's how my VFF journey started.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Srilekha. And now, in conclusion, let's do a last round of, with a final question to all the panel, for all of you, very briefly, if each of you, if it's possible. What projects or programs do you envision for VFF USA here in, let's say, the next 10 years? And how can you help this amazing organization? How do you think you can help to expand and diversify partnerships? So which order? We can follow the same order. You want to start, Rakesh?
Okay, that's fine.
In English or in Spanish?
Oh, in Telugu also?
Joking. English.
Cool. Well, I would really say that, it's something, I feel joy when I give back something, because since my childhood, I've been, part of receiving things from organization or from different people. But when I started giving back something, I really felt happy. And really, I just want to, I would like to continue this way of giving. And And as I have a vision, like, why can't we start something in Mexico? Because I'm there in Mexico City right now, and I can, be also part of raising funds in Mexico. That's what even I was talking to Moncho Ferrer. So we can even, try and look for that. That's the vision that I have for the future, and which can, even to expand the organization's goal, vision, and mission towards many people and, many villages in India, not only just India, even I'm seeing, global wise. So if organization has any plans, we can even go ahead and help that.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you so
Raj.
much.
Raj, your time.
Yeah, I've been living in the DC area since 1985. I work for the federal government, I work for the state government, I work for Fortune 500 companies as a consultant. So I have a lot of contacts in the DC area. So my goal is to, but plus apart from that, I also have experience. So my goal is to, when I'm looking at if I can put up a curriculum together, what is the hard things that I can do here from DC and transport to Anantapur? I was thinking about if I can establish a center there and teach kids certain things, or kids or somebody in the teenagers, maybe 50, 100, 200 of them, what a technology, certain type of technologies that are so hot these days in the DC area. If you know some of you, if you know about something like Kubernetes, and teach them over a period of 1.5 to 2 years. And then if I can take my contacts in the DC area with all these Fortune 500 companies and the federal government and state government, and establish some kind of a contract situation where people will be working remotely from Anantapur and helping the federal government or us in the private sector, then that will be a great opportunity, and I believe. I think that's definitely possible. That's what I'll be working towards, yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Raj. And now, Srileka, your time.
I surely don't have Forbes 500 company contacts, so I'll give you my simple suggestions. We are about 3 million Indians here in the United States, and actually 1 million of them are Telugu speaking. I'm sure some Telugu folks know. So if we can actually motivate and build relationships with 3 million Indians, but also focus on 1 million Telugu people, saying that this is actually making change for your own people, I think we can make a huge difference. But how do we do that, right? I'll give quick 2 examples without taking too much of your time. I go back to my own health professionals background. In order to get to Dominican Republic, just to get some shadowing opportunity for high schoolers who are interested in going to med school, they charge close to $4,500 to $10,000 just for 2 weeks of internship. If I think if VFF and RDT are very successful in developing a great curriculum, I think that, and kind of drive our Indian kids who wants to get into pre-med program to VFF, I think that would not only generate revenue, but also I think it motivates our children to give back to the community. And what best is there to go ahead and serve our own communities that we come from. And I think that would be a great program to run. And that's what I think we initiated as part of Prescription of Hope that I was part of. It's just the goal is to develop more partnerships with Indian diaspora. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much for participating in this panel. Thank you. Much appreciated.